Covina said, my job description is delivering seminars on food service, food safety, customer service, motivation at seminars and conferences like this one. But my mission as a speaker is to act in the service of others and add value to their lives. So you see the difference. So your job description is to serve healthy meals and snacks to children in public schools. But if you scratch the surface, your mission is to protect health and promote healthy lifestyles for the next generation. That's what a mission is all about. So welcome to your 2016-2017 Nutrition Services Kickoff. So let's take a look. The West Covina Unified School District Nutrition Services Department as a team is dedicated to uncompromising excellence in service and high-quality meals to promote student health and achievement. Now that's a mission. That's what we're talking about. So I was a paper boy. I know how it is to wake up early every morning. But when you have a mission to accomplish, that's important. And who do we typically send on a mission? We send an astronaut into space. It's a space mission. To see if there's any higher forms of life out there. Nano, I don't know. Right? Maybe there are, maybe there aren't. We want to see if there's any water on Mars. That's a possibility. I don't know how that will help us humans on Earth, but knowing that could help human development on Earth, maybe other planets. And Scott Kelly, the astronaut, recently spent 320 days in space before coming back on March 6th. I guess if you lived in Los Angeles, the first thing you would do is go get an In-N-Out cheeseburger and some animal fries. And the Pope traveled around the world this past year. I think he visited up to 30 countries. And his mission was to promote social justice, world peace, and spirituality, and make sure that everybody gets along, right? But when we think of a mission, we can also send an ambassador. What does an ambassador of a country do? An ambassador of the United States is typically appointed by the president for a 3-year term. And this ambassador, he or she goes to foreign nations to meet with other diplomats and promote our values, protect the citizens of our country who are living in that foreign country, and promote social justice. So if we think of an ambassador of health, ambassador of the United States serves the interests of the country, protect the safety of its citizens who are living there, and promote the ideals, ethics, and values of the country. But ambassador of health serves the interests of the school district, protect the safety and health of its children, and promote the health of the children whom they serve on a daily basis. So protect children, support health, work for their future. When you think about your 2016-2017 school year, Karina was alluding to it earlier, what will be your mission? She said that one employee over the summer when we were discussing this presentation and how she wanted it structured, she said one employee learned up to 300 names. I know at least 50 names in my contact list on my iPhone, right? That's a real accomplishment. And as a teacher over 27 years, I can tell you that I remember a lot of faces, but if you ask me, for names, 10,000 names, I'll be like, wait a second. So, serve children with gratitude is a possibility. Help children make healthy food choices. You know how the jicama sticks look like French fries from far away? Great ways to make food menu names fun. X-ray vision carrots. Super crunchy celery. Create themes that promote food choices to reflect the theme. So your takeaway is think about what your mission is going to be this school year. So as an ambassador of health, you're promoting a very specific activity. Now, when you think about a mission, you need a strategy. You need a specific strategy to promote a mission. When I was researching this topic, I came across Jim Rohn's book, Communication and the Power of Persuasion. And in this book, he talks about the 4 ifs to make life worthwhile. The first if is if you learn, life can be worthwhile. Learn everything you can while you're in school. Learn everything you can from life experiences. Use a little bit, take what you can, and you don't always use all of it, but take what you can from your experiences and apply it to your life. Okay? So, from every positive and negative experience, learn from that experience. For example, they say that if you survive your first heart attack, you might go on to live a long and healthy life. Now, why is that? Because you learned, right? You're like, oh, maybe it's all the fried foods. Maybe it's the whiskey I've been drinking. Maybe it's my lifestyle, staying up all night, right? So your doctor comes into your hospital room and says, Rich, you're a lucky man. I go, why is that, doctor? I don't know, tubes are coming out of me. Why is that? Well, you had a really bad heart attack. You're lucky to be here talking to me today. Oh, wow. What a revelation, right? So when my wife picks me up at the hospital, hopefully she'll pick me up or I'll take an Uber. I won't be in a capacity to drive. When she picks me up from the hospital, I'll say, take me to Trader Joe's. I want to get some tofu, I want to get some jicama, I want to get some baby greens, some kale. Kale is trending now. Gotta put a little vinaigrette on that, it's kind of bitter, right? I'm gonna start jogging 3 times a week. And what am I running from? I'm running from my next heart attack, right? I'm running from the next one. I don't want to be there in that hospital again, right? So also learn from other people's positive and negative experiences, right? If somebody wrote a book about bankruptcy or foreclosure, and reading that book could save you 5 years and maybe $50,000 or $100,000, get that book, learn. So if you learn, life can be worthwhile. Now, applying it to your mission, if you learn about the students, what instruments they like to play, what singers they like to listen to, what music they like, right? You gotta get jiggy with it. You gotta get down with the students, right? There might be a big generation gap, but if you learn about your students, learn about your children as if they were your own, right? You're educating them about healthy food choices. So if you learn about them and what their personality is like, you'll be in a better position to serve them, right? And educate them to make healthy choices. So a takeaway here today is also learn about your students. Learn their names, learn their likes, their dislikes. The next if is if you try. If you try, life can be worthwhile. Now, if the PE teacher puts a bar out there and it's 2 feet high, Kid might say, "Whoa, I'm only 4 feet. I don't know if I can make that jump," right? So I'm not going to do it. Or he won't do it until he sees somebody else do it, right? And then if he knocks down the bar, the 2-foot bar, what can he do? He could try again, right? He could try again, and then maybe jump 3 feet or 4 feet. He could get advice from somebody. He could take a running jump. He can make it if he tries. Parents always tell their children, you'll never know until you try, right? You'll never know until you try. So, I remember a commercial in the 70s. I'm kind of dating myself. But some of you might remember this commercial. It was a Life commercial. Life had just come out, the little squares, the little wafers that soaked up a lot of milk. And these kids were around the kitchen table, and they didn't know whether they wanted to feed the cereal to brothers. I said, "Give it to Mikey." Remember Mikey? And Mikey just didn't say anything, he just ate the bowl of cereal. It's like, he likes it. So, if you try, life could be worthwhile. So, in our context of our mission, if you try to understand what your kids are going through, right? Ask them how they're doing and encourage them to have a great day. Learn what their interests are. Pay them a small compliment that will be appreciated. Be on their side, right? Could be they didn't eat the night before. It could be their parents got home late. It could be they're really hungry. It could be they're irritable, right? If you try to understand what your kids are going through, you'll provide them with what? Better customer service, right? You'll be on their side. The next if is, if you stay, life could be worthwhile, right? If you stay, if you see things through, right? A lot of people get into gardening as a hobby, or they might plant some fruits and vegetables in their backyard. Get very ambitious, right? They go to Home Depot, they get all the seeds, they get all the, right, the pesticides, they get all the earth, they get all the vitamins for the miracle grow and everything. And then they plant in the spring. And they spend hours planting. And then in the summer, I don't know, you have to do pruning, you have to do weeding, right? The bugs are in your hair and they're getting up your nose. The pesticide is getting on your skin and in your hair, and it's like, is it worth it for carrots or pumpkins? Is it really worth it, right? You have to stay. You have to stay and see things, see the project through to see the fruits of your labor in the fall. You have to stay, right? You ever go to a Lakers game or any sports event and the home team is down by 10 points? And you're thinking, damn, I'm in Inglewood. I gotta get all the way back to West Covina. The Clippers are down again, right? I'm going to leave 10 minutes early, right? So you're like pouring popcorn down somebody's shirt, and you're spilling Coke and beer on the floor, and you're trying to make your way towards the parking lot, right? What if the team did that? What if the team does, oh, well, we're down 10 points, we're not going to make it. Okay, I'm going to go back to my hotel. And see you later. You guys work it out. You already have a couple of good forwards. You guys work it out. No, you have to stay. I mean, if you bought tickets to the game, right? You signed up for this. So stay and see it through. And who knows, the team could be in the playoffs and win the championship. So if you stay, see it through. Now, on our mission, see your children through. Stay on their side. See them grow up healthy and strong. See them when they're small in kindergarten, and you can even see them graduate. Right? Remember when you were the kid that your uncle and aunt talked about? You were just a little loaf of bread, right? And now you're like 17, 18, and you're going off to college, right? Where they say, I remember changing your diapers, and you're like, oh, too much information. Too much information right there. But stay to encourage your children and educate them on healthy choices, because that's going to stay with them for the rest of their lives. Now, if you care enough about your mission, care enough about the job, life could be worthwhile, right? So also extraordinary things could happen if you care. Care about your kids. Get to know their names. Encourage them to make healthy choices. Care enough to know if the system says that it's their birthday. What a great feeling. They'll be like, how did you know? Right? Like Disneyland, everybody walks around with the pins, it's my birthday. So you have 100 strangers saying, happy birthday. Oh, thanks, how did you know? Oh yeah, the pin. Right? So you'll know if it's their birthday. It's always a great feeling to wish somebody a happy birthday, and they feel great about receiving that wish, right? So wish kids a happy birthday. Care enough about plate presentation, right? Care enough about how the food is served. And also, keep things fresh. Remember, first in, first out. Safe food temperatures. I'm not going to eat chicken 165. I'm not going to test you on it or anything. Safe food temperatures. Keep things fresh, first in, first out. Safe food temperatures. And care enough about the job in general so that you're helping these kids keep the food healthy and safe. Now, the school lunch program is a great opportunity to show how much you care in general. The USDA came out with the My Plate guidelines and changed over nutrition services for the better, although it is difficult to keep to those guidelines. Half of the plate fruit and vegetables, and half of the plate whole grains and protein with a side of milk, liquid protein, right? So, again, if you learn, there are plenty of resources. I'm going to show you some resources out there later that you can learn about the My Plate guidelines. If you learn about the My Plate guidelines, it'll help you educate the children about why it's important. If you try to choose fruits and vegetables that are in demand and available for your students, that'll make a big difference on your mission. If you stay with the program, right, and encourage students to eat healthy food and make healthy food choices, it'll help a lot in your mission. And if you care enough about the program itself, educating children on healthy food choices, teaching them how it's going to affect them later on when they're older, that'll make a big difference. So, use the 4 ifs to complete your mission. Now, in Cornell University, they came up with this program called the Smarter Lunchroom. It doesn't mean that we have to all go online and learn a bunch of courses to be smarter. It means we have to make the lunchroom design smarter. Right? They do this in food service in general, in restaurants, where food is served on a nice plate. And you look at the food and go, wow, that looks great. And then if you put it on another plate, it's like, I'm not going to eat that, right? The same thing goes for children and food service here in school districts. Plate presentation, visibility of healthy food choices makes a really big difference. So I'm just going to go to this video and show you what they did in Cornell University.
So the Channel 1 team has taken over this cafeteria at Boynton Middle School in Ithaca, New York. So why are we here? Well, we're going to conduct a little experiment. See, professors at Cornell University have found that just by switching up the layout of a lunch line, you can make students eat healthier without them even knowing it. So let's see if it works. Right now, the lunch line is set up the way it normally is. So we're going to track what the students choose with this layout. Alright, so we have this cafeteria completely bugged with 12 hidden cameras. They're hidden in boxes around the room. We've actually got one in this water bottle right here. We have a few in the ceiling tiles. My producers have a glasses cam and a bag cam. And last but not least, I'm going undercover as a lunch man. I got a camera right here. I'm going to serve some lunches. We're filming the teens undercover because later we're going to give their lunch line a makeover and see if this method really works, if a lunch line redesign will help students make better food choices.
Are you new to the school district?
It's my first day. How am I doing?
Good.
Thank you. But on this day, what do these teens want to eat the most? The bad stuff. They snapped up tacos, cookies, and sugary drinks, but the skim milk and the bean burrito were a tough sell. Soft taco. The first girl in line, Samantha, didn't get any fruit or veggies, but neither did Massimo, Richie, Alaya, Lauren, Brianna, Levante, Marcy, Evan, Marissa, Sandy. In fact, just 6% of the school got fruit and only 11% got vegetables. Based on my experience as a lunchman, these teens aren't even close to the government's goal of having half their diet be fruits and vegetables. Soup, vegetables? It's good soup. Alright, so lunch is over. I served a bunch of pizza and a bunch of tacos, but our secret operation isn't done yet. Little do the students here know, in 3 weeks we're coming back with the secret cameras and a new plan to see if we can get these students will make some healthier choices. Okay, we're back. Okay guys, we're back and our secret operation continues. We're about to serve the students the exact same lunch, except this time we're switching up where things are on the lunch line. The masterminds behind the cafeteria redesign are Cornell University professors David Just and Brian Wansick. I wanted to know how they're going to basically trick teens into eating right. So this here is the drink cooler. Okay, so this is, I'm sure, a big culprit because everybody likes those sugary drinks. So what are we doing here?
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take a bunch of the milk, put it in front, so if a person's thirsty, at least they have the option of picking something up, and at least they have to reach over the white milk if they want to pick up a flavored sugared beverage.
Step 2. They took the pizza, which was the first thing in the lunch line, and moved it towards the back. And the veggies and the healthy bean burrito moved right to the front. Step 3, they renamed the healthy food.
We find that changing something as small as calling these mixed vegetables California blend with a big bed bean burritos increased sales by about 27%.
Step 4, they moved the fruit from a plastic tub into a pretty fruit bowl. And finally, they took the cookies and put them just out of reach.
We're not saying no to cookies, we're just moving them where people have a harder time reaching. So if I want this chips,
It's far over there. Okay.
they're going to have to ask one of the food service workers to help pick it up. We think that's just enough of a barrier to keep some percentage of kids from saying, whatever, I'll have an orange.
The professors rolled up their sleeves, made their changes, and now it's lunchtime. First up, Samantha ignored the healthy main course and got pizza. Even the professional lunch man couldn't get her to change.
You don't want a bean burrito? No bean burrito.
So is this gonna work, or is the joke on us? We'll see when we come back tomorrow. For ideas on how to remake your lunch, head over to channel1.com and hear from the experts. And we'll have part 2 of lunch coming up for you tomorrow. I'm Justin Finch. Have a good day and a good lunch. Produced in partnership with CBS News.
Right? Do you think this is achievable, the Smarter Lunchroom program, where students can be encouraged to make healthy choices? When it comes to food choices, how many food choices do we make every day? Everybody says? Two? What to eat or not to eat? How many food choices? Let's say you wake up in the morning. 4 or 5 choices? Well, I gotta do that. I just gotta be on a diet. Higher, the number's way higher. How many choices, food choices, do we make every day?
10.
10. Higher.
50.
50. Now we're talking. Higher.
100.
Higher. 200 choices every day. Is it because we're eating a lot? There's too much out there. There are too many choices. There's too many choices. Right? So what we have to do for our children is make choosing easy for them. Right? Make choosing easy. There are 2 ways to do that. Choice architecture, right? Changing the way the food is served. Or choice restriction, eliminating choices that are bad for them, right? So choice architecture is like at Disneyland, right? Everybody loves Disneyland. A few years ago, they changed the architecture of their meal combos, right? The meals used to come with fries. You get your steak and fries, your hamburger and fries, your chicken and fries, thank you, your chicken and fries, and you pay and go. They changed the architecture. Now, the default is salad. You buy the meat, you buy the chicken, you get the salad, and then you go. And then you go to your little umbrella, and then you sit down. Wait, I used to get fries. Then you got to get up, go back, give them back the meal, and say, hey, I wanted fries. It usually came with fries, right? But chances are you're hungry, you're going to start eating the salad. That's the whole point of the default, right? McDonald's did the same thing. They changed the architecture too with their Happy Meal, right? Go, there'd be a new toy, a new Disney figurine, or new something. They had a deal with Disney, right? Go with my son, and we'd get the Happy Meal, and we'd sit down, and he'd sit down with the nuggets, and after playing with the toy, he'd go like, Dad, where are the fries? I signed up for nuggets and fries. So I would have to go back to the counter and say, hey, could I change the apple dippers for fries? Well, what the USDA and what McDonald's was hoping is that changing the architecture would change the way the kids eat the Happy Meals. Hopefully, they would all just be happy with the dippers, the apple dippers, the nuggets or the hamburger, and the toy, right? So changing the architecture is what the Smarter Lunchroom is basically all about. Changing the way food is served, as opposed to choice restriction, which is eliminating stuff that kids like, right? If you take away the sugary drinks, they might bring in drinks from home, or bring in soda from home, or not come to the cafeteria, right? So if you offer whole milk, At least you're offering the chocolate milk so that they'll have the choice, right, between the white milk and the chocolate milk. So, you don't want them to rebel against choices that, they didn't sign on for, right? So, eliminating cookies, is that restriction or architecture? Just taking them away. Eliminating is restriction. And we think of architecture, let's say placing the healthy foods in a more visible location. Is that restriction or architecture? Architecture, because they can see it, right? It's in the front, or it's in a more visible, more appealing bowl. How about giving food snappy names like X-ray vision carrots? They're still carrots, right? It's architecture, right? Driving here today, Karina was saying, I see you from my office. I was like, if I'm on the freeway, how could you see me? It's like, oh, I'm taking my X-ray vision carrots. I gotta give me some of those, because now I need reading glasses. So the goal of the Smarter Lunchroom is to make choices easy for children. Make choice easy for children based on our research, based on Dr. Wansik and Dr. Just's research at Cornell University, based on the fact that we make 200 food choices. Think about that. So the goal of the lunchroom is to make Smarter Lunchroom programs accessible to up to 60% of school lunchrooms around the country. Okay? Now that's a laudable goal, right? Because when it comes down to it, how many school lunches are served every day? Let's talk about some numbers here. How many school lunches are served every day in the United States? Every day. 1 million. Higher. The population is 321 million. So it's gotta be higher than that. How many school lunches are served every day in school lunch cafeterias in public schools? 25 million. Higher? A little higher? 31 million school lunches served every day, statistically, according to the School Nutrition Association. Right? Now that's a mission. That's the entire population of Texas. You guys from Texas? Hi, y'all. Right? Think about feeding the entire population of Texas every day. Right? And that's a mission. It can't be taken lightly. Reminds me of a story where there is a church being built in Manhattan, the financial district. The church was burnt down. So a news reporter went to the construction site to see how the brick masons felt about the project. So they asked the first brick mason, how do you feel about this project? He says, how do I feel? I don't know. There's nothing really to feel. It's a job. I do drywall, I do insulation, I do bricks. I do wood flooring. I did some carpeting for my mother-in-law. Can she thank me? Right. It's a job. When there's a job, you take it. Otherwise, they're not going to call you back. Right? It's a job. So when they called me for the job, I took it. So the news reporter thanked him. He went to the second brick mason and he said, how do you feel about the job, sir? How do I feel? I don't know. My cousin in Brooklyn called me. He said, Donnie, there's a bricklaying job down on the island. They call Manhattan the island. Right? Go to the island, they're paying $18 an hour. So I wasn't doing anything, and I have some bricklaying experience. So I came down here, $18 an hour. In this economy, you don't see that a lot. And that's before taxes. So the reporter thanked him, and he went to the third brick mason. He says, how do you feel about this project? He says, can't you see? I'm building a cathedral, right? I'm building a cathedral. Because of my work, people could come to this place and be together as a community. Now that's a great mission. So, when it comes to the school lunchroom, what we want to do is create an atmosphere where healthy food choices are the default, where the kids want to eat healthy, right? They want to eat healthy, they want to make healthy food choices. So, we want to make options cool and appealing for children. There are 6 ways to do it. Okay? We want to have a large variety of foods, and we want to encourage students to go towards the healthy choices. Right? Keep the sugary drinks out of reach, as the doctor said in the video, so that go for the milk. Make it easy for them. You're not really forcing them, but you're making it easier for them. Use positive communication to make healthy food choices. Big Bad Bean Burrito, California blend, although we're from California, so maybe we're not that impressed with that name. X-ray vision carrot, super crunch celery, especially with the little ones, right? We want to make food appealing and give them snappy names for children. Increase variety of healthy choices, right? Have jicama sticks and granola bars instead of cookies. That's an option. Also, social proof. Social proof works really well on TV, right? So instead of Beyonce holding a Pepsi, have Beyonce holding a bottle of water, right? Some older kids might not believe it. The little ones will say, wow, Beyonce likes water. I like water. Or Michael Phelps holding a healthy sandwich. Right? If I eat that healthy sandwich, I'm going to be in the Olympics. If I swim like 6 or 7 hours every day, 7 days a week. For 5 years, that'll help too, right? But these kids emulate these heroes. So use social proof posters, decorate the lunchroom with pictures of athletes and role models that they emulate. Another good idea that they came up with is to develop a snack. This could be done across grade levels. A student nutrition advisory council. Kids love being in charge. They love giving their opinion, right? And this is something that is easy to implement. Where students across grade levels are in their respective council, and they give lunchroom team members feedback on the food that's being served and what they want to see in the lunchroom. That input would help a lot because you're giving them ownership. You're giving them input and allowing them to be part of the experience. And that's a great feeling for kids, especially for younger children, being in charge, being part of a group. Also, another idea, and this is a little harder to do, but increase parental involvement. Okay, a lot of parents are busy, a lot of parents are working, but having pictures on the website, having maybe homeroom teachers have a note from their parents saying that they looked at the website that offered pictures of food that are being served. And in doing research for this presentation, I saw on the website that there are menus, but maybe offering some pictures of food would help a lot in showing parents what foods are being served at the district. Also, in that way, you can educate parents as to, what kind of vegetables and foods could be served at home as well to continue that tradition. So earlier, we saw that the Smarter Lunchroom program was being set into place. They were organizing the lunchroom in a way to make the healthy food choices easy for children. Do you think it worked? Let's take a look.
Okay, so lunch is over. I've got my cafeteria worker uniform back on. Now it's time to ambush the students and break the news that we've been spying on them and there's hidden cameras in their lunchroom. So follow me. All right, everybody, listen up, listen up, listen up. I need everybody's attention. There's hidden cameras all throughout your lunchroom right now.
Oh my God.
There's a hidden camera in this hat.
Wow.
I got a hidden camera in this water bottle right here. Yeah, I'll show you. Oh, snap. So guess what? Guess what? We've been spying on you guys to see what you guys are eating for lunch. Samantha Brown, all right, we're coming to you. Are you embarrassed right now? Watch this. Here she goes. Oh, there she's getting her tray. She grabbed a sandwich. She's getting an Arizona iced tea, I think. An orange juice. And she got the cookie. So, Samantha, this time, you didn't get the cookie, and you got a piece of fruit instead. Why'd you get the fruit this time? Why do you think?
I don't know.
Samantha isn't the only one who got tricked. Did you guys notice anything different today about the food in the lunch line?
It looked way better than it usually does. Yeah. It usually looks like really gross.
But the cafeteria manager says it's the same fruit they have every day. How did it look today?
Good.
This was an unbelievable success. Fruit increased by 102% simply by putting it in a nice bowl.
The sweet drinks were also harder to get to, and Jane, Marcy, Richie, and Levante fell right into our trap. Last time they grabbed Gatorade, Snapple, and Arizona iced tea, but this time...
But the water was just in front, so I just grabbed it.
Sales of sugary drinks plunged by 17%, while purchases of easy-to-reach milk soared 46%.
Whatever was easiest to reach, that was good enough for them, and that was enough to get them to change.
Another hit, the Big Bad Bean Burrito, sold out for the first time ever.
That's the exact same burrito that's been sold here for the last 20 years. In fact, it might be the same burrito, just never sold it until now. Simply giving it a name really caught people's imagination, and they loved it.
But some parts of the experiment didn't work. What were the big losers today?
We thought we were going to sell a lot of that California blend, that vegetable, cauliflower, broccoli mix, and instead of it increasing by 30%, it actually decreased by 30%.
So we were off by about, 100%.
But they were right about teens like Marcy. Her switch from Arizona iced tea to water slashed 260 calories from her lunch. And Samantha cut even more by trading a cookie for fruit. So adding fruit and maybe eliminating a cookie every day can actually lead to some big changes.
Oh, huge changes. I mean, a child eliminating, let's say, a 300-calorie cookie every day and getting an apple, instead it's going to be losing the equivalent of about 20 pounds over the course of a year if they don't eat anything else.
Marcy and Samantha aren't the only ones who cut calories. The professors say, on average, students' plates this time around contained about 18% fewer calories, and they made healthier choices. So what did the students think about our lunchtime prank? Now, a lot of you guys did make, healthier choices today. Do you think we tricked you guys?
We got lunch.
You got lunch?
Yeah.
They got lunch. All right, that does it. The day's over here at the cafeteria at Boynton Middle School. My lunchman days they're probably over for now, but you never know. We could be coming to your school next.
Thanks, Steven. That's it for us. I'm Shelby Holiday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.
Ha ha ha! Lunch.
So as as you saw in the video, making small changes can make a big difference. Just by moving the fruit, placing fruits near cash registers, increasing fruit intake by as much as 70%. Surprising salad, introducing a salad bar into the cafeteria, increased reimbursable lunch participation by 21%. You choose veggies, offering students at least 2 options, can increase consumption by as much as 91%. Keep the trays, use trays instead of individual plates and glasses. And trayless cafeterias reduce nutrition while increasing waste. Change the defaults, the automatic choice, make fruits and vegetables the default, like in Disneyland and McDonald's. Works well when the preferences are ambiguous, like French fries again, French fries again. Cash for desserts requires students to pay cash for unhealthy items like desserts and sodas, increase sales of nutritious foods, and decrease sales of less nutritious foods. So, salad bar, introducing a salad bar, increased participation by, as we saw, around 25%. Total school lunch participation increases when a salad bar is introduced into the cafeteria. And cash option versus debit-only options, I don't know if this can be done at the district. Students at the schools with the cash-only option usually go in express lines if they have healthy food items on their tray. They buy more nutritious food than students at schools that only offer debit card payment only. All right, so in San Francisco, they found San Francisco Unified School District worked with the IDEO design company to redesign the level of customer service at its schools. With the collaboration of the Sarah and Evans William Foundation, IDEO and the San Francisco Unified School District worked together to resolve these issues. They found that only 57% of students who qualified for free and reduced lunches were actually participating, and 13% who do not qualify for free and reduced meals participate, and only 2% of teachers, principals, and administration eat school lunch. They're not setting a really good example. But our perspective today is to see what do our children really want out of the school lunch experience. So we're going to take a look at this brief video that talks about what are children's expectations.
I would love to work in fashion marketing, maybe at a major magazine or something like that.
Make it to the pros, win a World Cup with El Salvador.
I want to be a singer, and I want to be a dancer, and I kind of want to do a little bit of acting.
I actually wanted to be a designer or an engineer.
I recently studied Bridget Bardot, and I thought her life was amazing after she was 40.
And my sister, she could draw really good, she could dance, she could even do a backflip.
She's awesome.
Grandma would always take care of me. Really nice. We always go on walks.
Elementary school will provide the basic building blocks to your education.
Elementary school is fun.
Learning to work with all different kinds of people and standing up for myself.
Middle school is all about transition.
In middle school, you're like, in check, less friends, more homework.
That's not what I meant, but thank you.
And high school is all about getting good grades to get into college. I guess I started drinking coffee because I was sleep deprived, like freshman year. There's like a really hard test one day and you like slept like 5 hours, so.
And then the last 2 years will be preparing you for college.
If you don't pass, then you won't go to college, so they're gonna either accept you or they aren't.
Lunchtime, I'm like really just looking forward to just sitting down and just relaxing.
I don't usually eat in the cafeteria.
I usually eat outside because my friends are out there.
And then after I eat, I go play soccer.
Like, I'd rather stay in the classroom with my friends. I sit with my best friends. We always talk about, like, what we did over the weekend or what happened.
really into fitness and nutrition because I really believe that your body is like a car. You gotta treat it well.
Sometimes it's crowded because there's a lot of people. It'd be fun if like everyone could actually sit down in the courtyard.
I eat when school's over. Yeah, I go and buy food.
Some of their meals are actually, I like to eat them, but it's just how they package it.
I think they should at least take opinions and see which one is better for kids and that they'll like better so they don't just waste a lot of money.
I want organic.
Like people certified it. Because then you're knowing that you're really eating something really healthy.
I really like growing up here because I really like Italian food.
You eat a lot of Mexican.
I like the soup, the hot and spicy soup. I like it.
I had a barbecue with my whole family.
My dad really likes to cook a lot. My favorite food that he makes is his quesadilla sweet sauce.
Flautas.
My grandma's homemade pork cake. I'm a Yelper. I try to learn more about other cultures through food.
The best part about growing up in San Francisco is getting exposure to all cultures.
I'm 11 years old and I go to Thomas Edison Charter Academy.
I'm 9 years old and I go to Bessie, but I'm switching to Bright.
I'm 14 years old, I'm almost 15, and I go to Lowell.
I'm 11 years old and I go to Alice Fogg.
I'm going to Washington High School.
Go to Thurgood Marshall.
I go to James Lake Middle
I
School.
go to Alice Fogg U.
I go to school at Dr. George Washington Carver.
And I go to Balboa High School.
I'm 10 years old and I go to Grattan Elementary School.
Basically, what the children are asking for is less stress. Lunch is a social time. Lunch is a time when kids want to be together and talk. Nutrition is important. One student said that your body is a car, so treat it well. Packaging and presentation is important to some children, right? You know, when sometimes you go to a restaurant, you look at the menu, you see a picture of a certain meal, and then you get it, and it's like, hold on. It doesn't look like the picture, right? You're not going to go nuts like Michael Douglas, but, you know, you're going to wonder what happened. So get opinions from children to avoid wasting food and money. One student said, I want the food to be organic. I want it certified. I want the food to be certified. And you can tell them, yeah, well, it's USDA certified. It is USDA certified. And variety. One student in the video said they wanted variety. Right? Italian, Mexican, spicy soup, quesadillas, flautas. Right? One person said she was a Yelper. Yelp. Watch out for these Yelpers. You go to Yelp, you want to go to a Mexican place and go, I don't know, it's got like 10 bad reviews and 10 good reviews. What do I do? Right? There comes in the 200 food choices again. So, other programs that will help you on your mission. Chefs Move to Schools. First Lady Michelle Obama led this initiative to invite chefs to schools to make the food tastier and reduce childhood obesity. So you could possibly try Chef Moves to Schools. Another program is called Champions for Change. It's a local program sponsored by the California Department of Public Health. Maybe you've seen billboards around LA County promoting water over sugary drinks, 20 minutes of exercise 3 times a week. Get a dog. It'll help a lot, especially one that likes to walk. No, seriously, these are resources that you could use in the school lunchroom. Foodsafety.gov, one of my favorites as a food safety instructor, talks about the 4 rules: clean, separate, cook, and chill. Let'smove.gov, Also, initiative by First Lady, soon to be Second Lady, Michelle Obama, who initiated this program of wellness and exercise. My son is 12 years old, he's going to grade 7. He said, "You know, Dad, I see you working on this nutrition program for West Covina." He said, "I heard that Michelle Obama spent 8 years working on the letsmoves.gov program to get kids to go outside and exercise, but Pokemon Go took 2 hours." It's kind of cute. Just wanted to share that with you. Hopefully there are no Pokemon here, I don't know. My Plate for Balanced Meal reviews the My Plate guidelines, where half of the plate should be fruits and vegetables, the other half should be protein, whole grains, and milk. The My Plate guidelines. Also, nutrition.gov goes into the My Plate guidelines and dietary requirements in more detail. So, to wrap up, how do you see yourself as an ambassador of health at your school site? What activities in the future, in this school year, can you think of doing to improve your performance and encouraging participation in the school lunch program? Okay, that's one takeaway. Think about that. Always get permission whenever you have an idea, that way it won't be entirely your fault. But think of some ideas and strategies. What strategies would you try at your school site to make sure children eat healthy foods? So we talked about some strategies in the Smarter Lunchroom program that are easy to implement. And what strategies would you try from the Smarter Lunchroom movement? So in this presentation, I talked about how school nutrition this school year should be a mission. It should be your mission to serve children with gratitude, to serve them healthy choices, and make it your mission to create healthy lifestyles for the next generation. Talked about the strategy called the 4 ifs to make life worthwhile. If you learn, if you try, if you stay, and if you care, life will be worthwhile. You can apply this strategy to your mission to serve healthy food choices at the West Covina Unified School District. Okay? We talked about the Smarter Lunchroom movement and how just making small changes, a prettier bowl for the fruit, 106% difference in participation and consumption just by encouraging them. Or the girl who took the water just because, I don't know, it was in front. Right? Small changes that don't cost a lot. And the ideal model that you'll see later talked about what kids actually want. And that can be accomplished by developing a SNAC, a Student Nutrition Advisory Council, at your school sites, distributed among grade levels. So it's been a pleasure conversing with you here today. Good luck on your mission, and let's hear it for a great 2016-2017 school year. Thank you.